40 hours of content. I'm talking about over 20 stage shows, including a Monday Night Wars debate with Eric Bischoff and Bruce Pritchard, an empty arena match retrospective with Jerry the King Lawler and the great Terry Funk. I'm talking about a War Games retrospective. I'm talking about 360 degrees of the NWO with my man Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and X-Pac. I'm talking total non-stop action the early years with the great King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, and so much more. It gets even better, baby, because if you order this on Fight before August 27th, you're going to enter yourself into a drawing. Oh, I'm going to blow the roof off of this. I'm going crazy. I can't catch my breath. You're going to enter yourself into a drawing for the ultimate StarCast experience. I'm talking 2 round-trip tickets to Chicago, 3 nights stay in a hotel suite, 2 platinum bracelets, 2 VIP after-party tickets, 2 eat and greet tickets for each day, 2 tickets to every single meet and greet, 2 front row tickets to All In, and an incredible StarCast merchandise premium package. All you gotta do is pre-order the StarCast on Fight before August 27th, and that automatically enters you in for the drawing. And if you've already ordered, don't worry, you're automatically entered. Guys, I can't wait to see everybody. I'm marking out. This is crazy. This is unbelievable. This is incredible. StarCast, the greatest. You got to be kidding me. Order on Fight today.
All right, it's Wrestleview Live number 41. It is August 19th, 2018. That was Don West yelling at you in your face about StarCast. Joined here by Doug Lackey. Doug, we once again had some fun little audio problems, but I think we're okay now, I think.
Yep. My body is ready.
Yeah, my body's ready too. Yeah, so Skype sucks. We need to figure out something that Skype's terrible, man. They do these little updates. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's for free service, but wow, it just wreaked havoc on my soundboard. So we're going to have to definitely figure that out when we get to Chicago in a few weeks. But I think my audio sounded okay. So I did a couple test recordings and we should be all right. So we're up and running. But it is Wrestleview Live number 41. We are going to be talking about SummerSlam this evening. And you saw right as we did this introduction with Don West, we're going to be at StarCast 2 weeks from this weekend. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show, but we wanted to play that intro. I got that from the fine people at StarCast. Just kind of giving us a little video here to plug, and I got the StarCast logo behind me now tonight, Doug, and we're just all about StarCast because we're going to be part of that. And we announced something.
I can't wait! Can't you wait, Adam? I can't wait!
I know, it's so exciting. We announced something over the weekend about StarCast, and we'll talk about that later on in the show. But very excited about that, and I sent Doug a text and Mike a text about it, and just kind of said no pressure. But it's going to be interesting.
No pressure at all.
It's a definite first for us as a podcast because it'll kind of come full circle for me being back where we're going to be, and I'll talk about that later. But we have to talk about SummerSlam, Douglas, and I'm looking at the clock right now. We probably should have been on here about 15 minutes ago. Sorry, we weren't anticipating having to fix audio problems and figure out video and stuff like that. But I can see Doug's head on my screen as I'm doing this, just the little top of your head. But we'll talk about obviously everything that happened at SummerSlam. But I like to get the initial wave of reactions when we first start doing these. So what was your feeling? Good feelings, bad feelings?
That was a good show.
Yeah,
it was a fun show. Had lots of twists and turns and a lot of the unpredictable that we always crave for.
Yes.
That's the big thing, is that we always look to be shocked, to be given something we never expected. Okay. And so I think from that perspective, this was a great show. We didn't expect 2 squash matches, let alone one of them being a women's match. We did not expect how the main event went. That's for darn sure. But also we kind of expected, Rollins' match to be as long as it was, and this AJ Styles Samoa Joe match to be as long as it was. However, the ending was phenomenal. Right now, the whole show to me was just an A plus, just an A plus.
A plus plus, or just
Oh,
A
yes.
plus? A plus plus.
Just 2.
Just 2. All right. Yeah, no, I thought it was a good show tonight. I was there was discussion, and I'm guilty of it. I kind of shit on it when they decided to go with Brock and Roman again. I was just like, ugh, like I really don't want to see this again. We'd had it so much this year. This is what, the 3rd match from these guys from this year alone.
Yeah.
Because they did the match at WrestleMania, they did the match at the Greatest Royal Rumble, then they did this one. Was there any other ones this year?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, those are the only 3.
It felt like more than 3 though, just the pace at which we were getting these. But yeah, I thought it was a good show tonight. I was pleasantly surprised with how they got that going in the main event tonight, and the Braun Strowman tease, and you know, Brooklyn. Apparently they're not going to be going back to Brooklyn next year for SummerSlam. They've been doing this for what, 4 years now in a row. This is the 4th year in a row.
Yep.
So I guess they're not doing that. I guess they're thinking about another market. I don't see why, because I think New York's a great market anyway for wrestling. And they're going to be, I don't know if it's because they're going to be there for WrestleMania next year. They want to mix it up a little bit. Maybe it's just too much. So. Could be that. Maybe a little overkill in that market. But crowd was good tonight. There was maybe one match where I was a little surprised at how quiet they were, and that was Daniel Bryan and The Miz. But outside of that, it was a good crowd tonight. We always quickly go on the Twitters here and see what people are thinking. So far, 77% thumbs up. This poll's only been up for maybe 45 minutes at the most at the moment. So we'll check back in on that. But overwhelmingly, it's always interesting when we come on here. I'm always like, are people going to be feeling the way we feel, or are we just kind of, you know, on our own little bubble? And it seems like people agree that it was a good show.
trying to gauge the audience outside of what Facebook has geared is what you should be looking at all the time.
Yes, exactly. Pretty much at that point. I like doing what we normally do, and that is focusing on the stuff I liked a lot of stuff on the show though, so I'm going to be over the top with my stuff, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, you pick one and then I'll pick one, and then we'll kind of alternate.
Okay.
You know, like we'll pass the ball and everything.
All right. That's loaded for me, at least, because there was a lot I liked on this show.
Well, you're allowed to pick one match right now.
One match. Okay. I think the match I'm going to zero in on that I really got into.
The one that's on your mind right now.
AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, without question. The intensity, and I want to see if there was a GIF of it. There was a moment in the match where Samoa Joe kicked the fuck out of AJ's head, and he went just flying out of the ring. I'm hoping there's a GIF of that. I don't know if I always use the TDE wrestling guys.
Yeah, you want me to go Twitter fishing? We
might have to go Twitter fishing for it, because when I was following them during the match, I don't think they got a shot of that, which was a travesty, because that was so impressive to see. I was just blown. There's just something about Joe and AJ, and again, I'm blatantly biased. I'm not even going to pretend that I've been watching these guys wrestle each other for Joe, I was not an avid. I was a very casual Parachute Ring of Honor watcher during the DVD days. But I essentially have been watching them wrestle each other since 2005. So what's the math on that? Since 2005.
13 years you've been watching.
And I wrote it on Twitter that if you had told me, Doug, in like 2006, 2007, that AJ Styles and Samoa Joe were going to compete in a match, not just a WWE pay-per-view, SummerSlam, the third biggest show of the year, maybe even second at this point. And they also would be for the WWE Championship, and the sold out crowd in Brooklyn would start a TNA chant. I would have laughed at you. I would have said, you're crazy. You're dumb. That will never happen. It just goes to show how unpredictable and full circle wrestling is. And I know we're in a different time period, because AJ Samoa Joe circa 2005, 2006, there's no way that kind of wrestling was ever going to get a shot in this company. there's just been a very dramatic shift in what they're going to try. And I think Triple H is a big reason for that. I mean, he doesn't call himself a recruiter, but he's 100% part of the recruiting process with these guys. And there's a moment, I don't know if you got a chance to see it or not. They did a chronicle of Samoa Joe from April.
I meant to watch that.
It's really good. It's really good. I love the chronicle shows they do. It's very similar to the 365 shows they do, but they got him talking to Triple H ringside at a SmackDown taping. And they were reminiscing about how Triple H said at the time, he's like, I'm probably not going to be able to promise you a main roster spot, but we're going to try this NXT thing out and see if you like it. And then we're going to see if Vince likes it, and we're going to see what the reaction is, but I'm not going to promise you anything. I like that big thing that you're drinking out of there, Doug. You want to show everybody?
I like it too.
You were very proud of that earlier.
Yeah.
But he basically was telling Samoa Joe, I can't make you any promises. I don't think this, you're definitely not a dude that we're traditionally trying to go after. And then to see like that conversation and to see how the NXT run went so well, and now he's on the roster. And again, I'm 100% biased. I've always liked Samoa Joe. I've always liked his presentation. I've always liked his in-ring, but taking his in-ring, combining it with AJ's, like, wow, like those guys, just the physical nature of their matches. Like you feel when AJ takes a bump, and you feel when Samoa Joe slams somebody into the mat. Like that's just one thing that I think is honestly missing. Maybe more so in the WWE than like, other areas like, I was going to say New Japan because that's the style there.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to get too New Japan-y when I said that, but it's kind of true though. Like you don't get, and again, you can't have an AJ Samoa Joe match all over the card because that would just burn everybody out.
Right.
But my God, dude, these guys just work so physically hard. And to add in the factor of AJ's wife and his daughter at ringside, and then to have Samoa Joe say, I'll be your new daddy. And I know maybe I know people get pissed about DQ finishes on pay-per-views, but obviously this was something that they had plans for. So it was going to go well beyond SummerSlam.
Oh yeah.
But I loved every second of their match. That was 100% the highlight for me tonight by far.
To me, this match that was, for one, incredibly surreal. Just like how you said, imagine, I know I'm going to be bringing up some names here that I hope everyone else remembers. Can you imagine going to JSK and Trade Dog and telling them, hey, these AJ Styles and Samoa Joe that you like watching in this 6-sided ring, they're going to be on a WWE pay-per-view. And to build up for the match that they're going to have on the Big Brother company is going to involve 3 weeks of talking.
Yeah.
Doing nothing in the ring. And they're going to have a match, and it's going to be for the top title. And on top of that, when they have their match, it's going to be a whole lot more storytelling and a lot less moves.
Yeah.
Okay, tell them they're going to have a 20 to 25-minute match where the majority of it is either, let's be honest, in a rest spot or on the mic to accentuate the story. No one would have believed that this match was going to happen, period, 13 years ago, let alone how the match ended up being tonight. Okay, this was as close to me how they could make a TNA match in a WWE mold. I'm only saying this for the sake of, we're getting AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, no, and everyone's thinking it's TNA. Well, it's not TNA until you bring someone's family into it. Well, shit.
Kind of did.
Well, it's not really a TNA match until the family is there at ringside. Well, shit. This entire match really felt TNA to me. But in the back of my mind, I'm going like, oh God, don't go that far. Okay, don't go so far as you're going to have the family members actually take a swing at the performers for no reason whatsoever. Not even getting on the mic or anything. Just please don't do this. But Samoa Joe getting up top of the table, saying his piece, and right when he did that, I was like, oh, that's fabulous. Here comes AJ. He's about to uncork. But on top of that, AJ DQing himself, that made it even better. That just made this match even better. Even though that was the end of the match, and even though they had been unloading on each other and making each other's spots seem so much more potent than any other. I mean, this match hit harder than an AJ Styles John Cena match.
And AJ and John had incredible chemistry together. Really good chemistry together.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you on that. Frank tweeted the let me get the GIF up here. He got it to me.
Good.
Watch this. Boom. God damn. I mean, it just obviously a lot of that is how AJ bumps too. Because if you just take that kick and then you just kind of sit there and wobble, obviously that's a lot of AJ do. But like AJ just, I mean, there were some crazy bumps tonight on this show. The Jeff Hardy swanton on the ring apron.
Stupid.
Which by the way, by the way, thank you, Frank, for that. I just posted an interview that Jeff did where he's talking about how he's cutting out the swanton bomb.
Yeah, I'm 40 years old. I don't do the swanton
but he did say,
bomb as much as I used to.
I will say this. He said he was cutting it out at live events. He said he was still going to use it for like TV shows, pay-per-views, or if it really means something. But
Sure.
even watching him do that was ridiculous of hitting. I mean, he hit with a thud too. Like it wasn't just like a cute little like he would kind of tap it and then he would keep going. It was a thud. I'm gonna get. It
wasn't like a tumble.
No. There was the Xavier Woods flying elbow too, which I thought was equally dangerous too.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of dangerous spots tonight. I'm gonna get this. Sorry, this is the fun part of the show where you get to watch me scroll through.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Mike Tedesco killing it for us tonight at the Barclay.
Mikey killing it with the photos.
Look at this. He got ringside, by the way, right here, right when Ronda got in the ring, and then he got this great shot of the 4 horsewomen watching from ringside as she won the title. I mean, that's the kind of shit you're getting with us, and I got to thank Mike Tedesco for it though, because I can't take any credit. Here's the swanton. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger so everybody can see it. So watch, he just lands and oof, god damn, that just no way to I mean and anybody that's watched those rings made too, there's no way to pad that one.
And there's nothing. There's nothing.
It's just some crazy bumps tonight. So everyone was working super hard. This was, I mean, I think it was because, I don't know, SummerSlam, and everyone felt the need like, hey, let's go. I mean, here's another bump too, which I want to talk about this match. The Kevin Owens choke slam on the ramp. I mean, he took, he bounced up, and then it's not in the GIF, but he made this face at the camera like he got the wind knocked out of him. It was just so fantastic. He's so good at that when he wants to pull that stuff out. I want to see if I can find the Xavier Woods thing if you guys missed it. Let's see. Well, I guess we didn't retweet that one. I thought I had that on there, but we'll go find that one on the TDE guys. But just insane bumps tonight. So credit to those guys, but it makes me cringe a little bit. I don't know if that's the old guy in me now where I'm watching this stuff. And
well, it honestly, when you start feeling pain in your joints and everything and seeing what's happening to those joints, you kind of wince yourself.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I know a lot of the youngins that are in the chat room right now and like watching the New Japan and everything, and they got no problem watching it. You just wait 10 or 12 years when you're feeling back pain or knee pain, and then you're watching this stuff.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it is not good.
Makes you rethink some life decisions when you're watching these guys do these crazy ass bumps. So I said AJ Samoa Joe. What was your highlight this evening, Douglas?
Man, I was really thinking that Samoa Joe AJ Styles match.
Oh, you were going to do the same thing?
I was going to do the same thing, but honestly, I'm going to go to the main event.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the main event. I love it when the WWE just dangles that carrot in front of you and then just yanks it and goes, no, you're not getting this today. I love it when they do that, especially when throughout the talk of when this match was announced of Reigns Lesnar, the number one thing everyone immediately thought was, oh, Braun's going to cash in. And sure enough, Braun teasing that he wants Brock Lesnar. He's going to cash it in. Here we are tonight. Here comes the match. And before it happens, out comes Braun saying, I'm a monster and I do things and face to face. And so I don't care who the hell wins. I'm coming in there. I'm cashing in. So that just makes everyone just go, and including myself, going, okay, this is going to be fun. And sure enough, the focus went on Reigns just doing quick pops, Lesnar trying to do quick pops. And then immediately getting Braun involved where he just gets beat up by Lesnar, and then Reigns picking up the scraps and taking advantage of a Lesnar's focusing on Braun. I just described the entire match.
You did.
Right there.
Yeah.
I didn't accentuate any spots.
No.
There were no segments to where it made me wince or made you go, oh my God, they're really turning it up a notch.
Yeah.
This was quick, 10 to 15 minutes, and I mean throughout entrances and everything happening, 10 to 15 minutes of carrying on a fabulous storyline to get you engaged to watch what the hell is going on here. Okay? AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, yes, they put on a fabulous match and everything. What are they going to do to follow up from Samoa Joe wanting to be Miss Styles' daddy? You know what's going to be happening from there.
Hell in a Cell.
You know Hell in a Cell match is happening between those two.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch the shows to know how it's going to happen. This match, I have no clue what's going to happen. And that's what's so great. We don't know if Lesnar's going to show up over in Brooklyn tomorrow night. We don't know if Braun's going to try to cash in again tomorrow night.
Brock is advertised to be there tomorrow night.
We just know that Reigns is champion right now.
Yeah.
And some people are having a cow over it. A lot of people have actually been turning over and, just admitting facts and saying, yeah, Roman's pretty good.
I think they're ready.
I'll stop booing the guy now.
It was almost a good move to just kind of keep going the Brock train because it built more sympathy for Roman, and even the Roman boo birds are just like, okay, we'll go with this. Like,
yeah, we'll give you this one.
I mean, it's not going to last very long. They're going to start getting pissed off again about Roman being champion and how he's being shoved down their throats and stuff. But for right now, it does the trick.
These quick off matches involving Lesnar, apart from the incredible chaotic matches that we used to have with him against Samoa Joe last year. Him and Braun one-on-one, the four-way from last year's SummerSlam.
Oh, the monster match. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, those matches. Okay. It was great to have those with Lesnar in those little controlled chaos matches. Whereas I really love these 5-minute, holy crap, what's happening? It hits you like a ton of bricks out of nowhere. You are at the edge of your seat now whenever there is a Lesnar match, when it only happens 3 times a year.
Pretty much.
Thought I'd just put that out there. But
pretty much. I wanted to mention the chat as you were talking about the main event. Frank had a wonderful. Oh no, I just lost it. Where's it at? There it is. Frank was in the chat and they were talking about all the finishers, and he said Roman Reigns has 5 finishers stored. Brock only has about 3. Brock should have been playing more PS2 WWE games. He does have just like those 3 ready to go, but I loved the chaos factor. It reminded me a lot of the monster match where it just kind of, especially with like Paul Heyman yelling at ringside. I know people are getting a little tired of the Brock show, but Paul's so effective at ringside with his screaming and
oh yeah.
It reminded me a lot of the vibe of Brock and Goldberg, where they would it was just complete chaos, and I loved the WrestleMania match, and I know a lot of traditional wrestling fans didn't like it, but I loved the chaos and how quick it was.
Oh, I love that. Was a great match.
It was so good. It was so awesome. So I also enjoyed the main event, and I loved the tease with Braun Strowman, and you kind of could see the reaction there of like the fans kind of getting behind that a little bit too.
What was absolutely fabulous was, so I really like partaking in the Twitter post matches.
Yeah.
And people complaining still. Like, one complaint I loved was, oh, God, that match was bullshit. Why have Braun come out there and just tease it when he doesn't cash it in? Well, you fell for it, sucker.
Yeah.
That's why they did it. They roped you in. What do you want? Oh, God, Reigns is champion, but he hardly had to do anything. Well, that's how they wrote it.
Yeah. That's
what you got.
Oh, well, you can't make everybody happy.
What do you want?
I don't know. People are
I'm very sorry. Everything cannot be a 20 to 25 minute Epoch Ciampa Gargano marathon.
Yeah. You can't. I mean,
sorry.
And there's a time and a place for that, and NXT is
NXT
is a great place for that. But yeah, you can't be doing that for SummerSlam. A close second for me would be Becky Lynch slapping Charlotte Flair tonight.
Right.
I have been so bored with Becky Lynch and the Becky Balboa promos and and then to see the tease they did, and I don't know if people saw much of it, but the build to having her get the title shot for SummerSlam and then to just have Charlotte slide in and go, well, I guess if I beat Carmella, it'll become a triple threat. And her kind of being like, yeah, she's my friend. We're close, but this is my title shot. This is not Charlotte's title shot. And then Charlotte makes Carmella tap out, and now we got a triple threat. And then just to see Charlotte again just slide in there and take advantage. And I loved the atmosphere that was created there for Becky, where the crowd was booing Charlotte. Wasn't loud, but there was booing. And you could and then all of a sudden the crowd was just super behind. Mike got a video of this. I'm going to put this up on the screen. I hope it doesn't blow everybody's ears out.
Yeah, the reaction was fantastic.
Let's get this going. Okay. Watch this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. That was great. Look at that audience.
Oh, yeah.
So, by the way, props to Mike for getting this great footage for
He had really good seats.
He had good seats, and then what was great is he knew that was probably going to happen, so he had the camera ready to go. As soon as he met, he was spot on tonight. So, good job, Mikey. So that was great. I think that was probably my second favorite moment from the show, where I was just like really into something, because they just, and I'm not saying turn Becky heel or anything, but you have this great opportunity to where you build her as the sympathetic, like, what do I have to keep doing? And then you have Charlotte, who's just like, why are you guys booing me for? Like, I'm just really good, Doug. Like, did you see that moonsault I did and that natural selection I hit?
Can we talk about some of that a little bit?
Sure, let's talk about it.
Well, yeah, this match in general, because I've just got the tweet in my mind that I fired off that started me ranting about the show on the Twitter again for the first time in a long time. But I've finished Final Fantasy games quicker than it takes Charlotte to set up a corkscrew moonsault spot. Never
a little silly.
Do that spot again. Unless you have like a fucking escalator to take you up there. Or unless you're, the people that you're trying to do it on, are seriously still on the ground. Okay. Horrible camera work by the guy to go back to see Carmella and Becky grabbing onto each other for at least 2 or 3 seconds before Charlotte climbed up the turnbuckle.
That's always the issue with like Jeff's Whisper in the Wind too. That they would stand there for like 5
that
seconds.
That thing killed my interest for the match. It just killed it. I didn't give a shit what happened for the rest of the match.
I get what you're saying, and I agree with you, but that didn't do enough because I'm used to seeing it so much. Of her, I'm always scared Charlotte's gonna like blow out her knee or something when she does that spot because she lands so fucking hard.
She can do it all she wants, just as long as I don't see what the hell everyone else is doing while she's trying to climb up.
So you're saying it was just bad camera work versus
it was horrible production, horrible camera work. Okay.
But that killed the entire match for you, just that one little sequence.
Well, it kind of, Doug, suspend your belief and everything. I can't on this one.
But it's the same argument we had where when I tell you how stupid it is in steel cage matches when they crawl slowly to the door when they literally could just jump up the cage and get over and they're done. Or they have to...
John Morrison spots are done quicker than that.
That's a bold statement. Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's not great.
But it kind of didn't kill my interest throughout the whole thing. Yes, it's great that we now have a plan for Becky's character. Thank God.
I'm just sick of the Becky Balboa bullshit, so this is great. I loved every second of this. It's good stuff. So.
As long as we're also still getting Screaming Mella.
Oh, I love Screaming Mella. Screaming Mella is my favorite. I always tell people too when they go to live events, I'm like, just sit there. If Carmella's in the card, I say, just watch Carmella. Like, and they're like, really? Like I had Roy and Paul do this. I was like, just watch her. And he's like, all right. And then they were just like, holy shit, she's super entertaining because she just screams and she's constantly catcalling people in the crowd. And
that's the best.
She's great. So, and I hope they don't slow down with her either because I enjoyed the Carmella title run. I thought it was really good. Now, granted, they did it, since April. So we've been doing it for a while. But I hope she's still in the mix because I enjoyed.
I would not mind seeing a 4-way happen between Charlotte, Becky, Carmella, and Asuka.
Probably gonna get that at the Evolution.
And Carmella coming away to pick up the scraps.
That could be happening at the Evolution show that's coming up. There's a lot.
But haven't you heard Asuka ran away from the WWE? Haven't you heard?
That wasn't true. That was just made up.
Oh, okay.
Somebody made it up.
Oh, okay. I was just double checking.
That is kind of creative, though, when someone takes a source and then will blatantly make something up and then attribute it to that source. Thankfully, the source came out and said it was PW Insider. Mike Johnson said, I never said that. So,
yeah.
But,
well, as you know, I've got my sources.
I know, Doug. Which, you know what's going to be so great is that in 2 weeks, we're going to be surrounded by like Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez and Wade Keller and Bruce Mitchell and all these guys that like you don't even know. Like, you're like, what's a Dave Meltzer? Now you know who they are. But
well, but the thing is, if you, hey Doug, we're gonna go. Hey Doug, this is Bill Apter.
Yeah.
Doug, this is Bill Apter. I go, what's a Bill Apter?
What's a Bill? You know who Bill Apter is? How dare you?
No, I mean, if you hey, here's Mike Johnson. Okay.
But even if you didn't know who Dave Meltzer was, like Bill Apter's been doing like pro wrestling magazine coverage since like the 70s, even earlier. Like he was pioneer. Sorry, I'm adjusting my microphone.
I'm just one of those like the journalists and stuff. I can't believe I said journalists, but
I would I would say Bill Apter, Dave Meltzer, historians. 100%.
There you go. I'd rather go with historians
because they're not really traditionally writing stories in AP style. I mean, if you read Dave's newsletter, it's not a fucking USA Today AP story or anything like that. But as a historian, absolutely. And I heard a funny rant by Jim Cornette the other day about how he's like, all of a sudden, all these people are having podcasts and they're changing history. And he goes, but he said the one thing that saves Dave Meltzer is that every newsletter he's done is archived, so you can go back and see what he said in like 1996 or 1997 about Nitro. He goes, then you can cross-reference that with the bullshit that Eric Bischoff or what Bruce Pritchard will say. Or he's like, all you got to do is cross-reference it. He goes, he's not changing his opinion. Now, granted, Big Dave got himself in trouble this past week with
a little bit.
He used some interesting wording. I've seen two people. I think I can't remember who it was on our group. I think it was Lex, who was saying, "How could you misconstrue what he said about who did he talk about from the Iconics? Was it Peyton Royce?
It was Peyton Royce,
and he was saying she looks bigger, and someone was saying
she was light. She was lighter.
She was lighter, but he was referencing her breast size, or maybe not. I don't know. But
we don't know. He said she was lighter then.
But he did immediately say that now, or no, Brian Alvarez like chimed in because we're not talking about her weight, or he said something. I can't remember. I didn't really listen to the entire clip, but
I also said that she was more attractive then.
Yeah, it was a weird exchange for sure.
It was a very awkward exchange.
Awkward, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And let's go ahead and put it this way: we now know why Dave Meltzer does not rate women's matches. It makes him incredibly awkward.
Does he rate women's matches, or what does that mean?
He does, but are they very seldom?
As in, like, he doesn't give 4 stars or 5 stars or 6 stars.
Oh, he gives them stars and everything. The only problem is he's never ever rated a women's match, I think, anywhere above 3 stars.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
okay. And also, there was a nice article. God, I'm trying to remember who posted it on there on that same thread that you're talking about, where someone basically went over his history of his awkwardness towards women in wrestling. He is kind of misogynistic.
Okay.
I mean, he does not view women's wrestling the same as men's wrestling. And it's impossible for him to. Just because, I don't know, maybe because he has a penis. I don't know.
Is it because for a long time, mainly in the WWF, WWE, it was kind of a joke, and then there's been the renaissance of the last 10, 15 years where there's all women's promotions, and now there's just, TNA. I could have sworn that he rated the Gail Kim Awesome Kong stuff really high, but maybe not. I don't.
It's definitely not high enough to where I see it on the highest rated matches of all time and 4.5 stars and above.
Okay. Well, I think match ratings are stupid. I know you do too.
They are incredibly stupid.
I can't even like when I had to listen to him explain what a 3-star match is versus a 4. It just made no sense to me, and I don't even know how you even. It just I'm not a fan, but I appreciate his work as a historian though, but.
Oh, as a historian, he's fantastic.
Very smart guy about that.
It's just in saying what's a good wrestling match and what isn't. And when you take that kind of a task, it's not just, giving why something is something.
Yeah.
It's that you have to watch everything. Everything.
So there's criticism
Okay?
on that end. I see. Okay.
Everything. Regardless of gender, regardless of location, regardless of nationality, regardless of company, you have to watch everything. Because your system that you're rating these matches on is everything. You know, it's incredibly daunting task that he's taken upon himself, and he's put himself in this corner for the past, I think, 15 to 20 years.
Well,
Ever since the advent of the internet.
that's not good for him. That's not good.
Well, and right now he's kind of gotten himself into a corner with these comments that he's made.
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend is going to be very interesting.
I'm curious. Yeah, because it was funny. I was on the Triple H call on Wednesday when this all went. It was right before it all went down. He was on the call asking about the new TV deals with Fox and how that's going to change their production schedule and stuff. The lady actually that was running the call mispronounced his last name, which was entertaining. Triple H got a kick out of that. I can't remember how she said it. Like she's like
Nakano?
Dave Metzer or something like that, or something.
Meltzer, and
she said Metzer.
Meltzer.
But that happened later in the day. Is when Peyton Royce got a hold of the audio, and then she retweeted it, and then it just blew up. It was not good. So
no, it was not good.
I noticed the next day his newsletter was delayed because probably he was on Twitter all day trying to defend himself.
But, he was apologizing profusely.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, his initial apology came across as very patronizing and condescending.
Well, is what it is.
Would you like to know what I thought was really good about the show too?
Yeah, sure.
Since we're talking about SummerSlam,
we both picked one, and then I picked Becky as my close second. So what was your close second?
Never change, Miz. Never change. You just be you. This match. So my girlfriend Deanna, we were watching the match, the show until about maybe 10:30 when she asked me, like, so when does this show end? 11:30, and she ran out of the room screaming. The Miz Daniel Bryan match comes up, and what I've really liked, and we've complained about with how long the pay-per-views are, is they have these great video packages to describe the matches.
Yeah.
And so sitting there and watching it, and after the video package entrances are coming on, she's going, I've never watched this stuff. I think all of this is incredibly stupid. She said, but that was really cool. She said, it showed, that was like 8 years, right? And I was like, yeah, that's been the past 8 years. She said, wow, that's really cool how they did that. And so out comes the Miz. He goes, oh, there's the Maurice at ringside. And then she goes, yep, that's why I work 12 hours a day, to be so successful I can have a baby stroller at ringside. She's going, and I start cracking up. I was like, yes, honey, wrestling is stupid. And then she goes, I hope there's a rabid Pomeranian in that.
It's stupid, but
it's stupid.
But we know it's stupid.
And then you have the match, and the chemistry between these two in the ring is really close, I think, to the AJ Styles Samoa Joe, because my God, you can't tell if they're potatoing each other or not.
I guess this is where we're going to I was underwhelmed by their effort in the ring tonight. I don't know what it was. Like so there was moments, you're right, where like Daniel would kind of, it was almost like he was like, all right, dude, let's go. Like, let's do this. And Miz was kind of, and Miz is a safe guy. I mean, he's never hurt anybody as far as I know. Very talented in the ring, but he's very different from how Daniel Bryan approaches a wrestling match, which is something they were kind of, putting into the feud here. But there was those like slaps that Daniel was doing to him, and then those like jabs where he was jabbing the fuck out of Miz's jaw. But
he sure was.
I don't know, man. I was really, really underwhelmed by their effort tonight. I don't know if it was because the crowd was so dead, but like they just didn't seem. There was moments where they would just like kind of stop and look at each other, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Like,
because they're trying to figure out what the heck each other was supposed to be doing.
I guess I don't know.
That's the thing. Daniel Bryan is wanting to do one thing, and the problem with how what he was deciding to do in this match did not. It fit the character's motives. Okay, I go gung ho. I'm not a coward. I go out, and when I go out there and put my body on the line, I put my body on the line, and also your body on the line. That was his character's motif. The problem is the moves and everything that he's doing is not something that an underdog babyface does, that his character has been known for the past 8 years. He was doing the closed fist jabbing, a lot of these potatoing things. That's not what that character is supposed to do. But the personality of him as the person that this is reality era now, that's what we think he's supposed to be doing. The Miz has never changed. The Miz performs how he performs. You want to call it cowardly, so be it, but it showed in the ring with what he was choosing to do as well. This was a weird match, but to me in a weird, good way, so that you could see the differences between these two and what they view as the performance that they should be doing in the ring and what they believe in this storyline will progress it further.
So you're saying they intentionally did it this way so that future matches have a better opportunity, essentially?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Which I'm not disagreeing with.
I am, for one, I'm not saying this was a great match.
Yeah,
okay,
it was to me it was a rare miss. It was rare miss.
Yeah, it was a rare. Well, I mean, I don't want to call it a rare miss because we're going to be getting more of these.
Well, yeah, it's just like AJ,
a lot of them.
Yeah.
And by God, I just need more Maurice in a baby stroller giving brass knucks to win the match.
I was so confident they were going to do another baby thing where they had the doll on SmackDown.
I thought something was going to jump out of the baby stroller.
I did too. That was great. That is one, and I did like that stuff, but man, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on it, but I was not.
Oh, believe me, my expectations were up there too. Everyone's expectations were really, really high for this match. This was actually one match a lot of people were looking forward to the most. Was this one? The problem is, with what we are expecting of this match to be, is meant to be for WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, for sure, without question.
And it's supposed to be for stakes much higher. This one was just done out of the blue, out of nowhere. Okay, and for 3 weeks to build it, you just had Miz TV segments and an epic 3-part video package for the Go Home show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
without question.
So
they did
expectations
good stuff.
were way up there.
Yeah, maybe that was my issue with it. Maybe I had I guess, and I watched an interview that he did with the Gorilla Position. Both guys did, Daniel Bryan and The Miz, with this really good channel called the Gorilla Position. I highly recommend it on YouTube. And it was an interview from the European tour that took place right after WrestleMania. And the person that was interviewing Daniel, and I forget his name, I apologize. He's a ginger. That's what I know. Very good interviewer. And he there was like a conversation. I think Miz goes, "Would you rather see our match at SummerSlam or would you rather see it at WrestleMania?" And the guy goes, "Oh, I'd much rather wait to see it until WrestleMania." He said SummerSlam's too soon. So maybe it was a little too soon, but you can't. I mean, that was the first thing people thought of when he got cleared, is like, oh, is he going to go beat the shit out of The Miz now? And
yeah, that's the number one thing.
Yeah, so it was kind of unavoidable. So yeah, maybe I had the expectations too high, but I was a little underwhelmed by it tonight. I didn't think it was the worst thing I've ever seen, but I was just kind of. It
was just something to whet our palate.
Pretty much
was what it was. I don't see them doing the WrestleMania match for 2 years.
Really?
This is something they are going to just wait on. Okay, not even this upcoming WrestleMania. I really, really hope they don't. Just because I hope the next few shows we see, Daniel Bryan keeps on talking to Miz, and Miz goes, "I got nothing for you. I beat you. That's it. We're done." What more do you want from me?
That could be fine.
I'm going to NXT. Get away.
There was a lot in the show that I feel like we could talk about.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't we talk about Ronda? Because that was quite. I have to tell you, the in-ring stuff was good tonight, and she did this little torque thing with Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss is like double jointed or something, so she can bend her arm really weird. So they took advantage of that one. Referee Rudy Charles, by the way, from TNA, he had some great facial expressions right there in the background.
Yeah.
Were you, and maybe again, this is me being a dick tonight and being overly picky, but was Ronda talking too much out loud for you?
Yes.
Okay, because she didn't do that at WrestleMania, and I don't recall her doing that a lot at Money in the Bank. But she felt like like I don't know if it was they told her to do that, but she was talking a lot and yelling a lot. And
I think they told her to do that so they could try to eat time for how long their match was going to be.
okay. So maybe that was the I just thought it was a little too much. Like if I was the producer, now again, this is me being overly picky, but if I was producing, I'd say, hey, how about we don't yell and talk every second? Like you can let things breathe. You can and again, Tony's saying what's wrong with shit talking. I have no problem with shit talking. But if I sit here on the microphone, Bronx, and I shit talk you for 7 minutes in a row without taking a break, you'd be like, all right, calm down. Like there's a delivery method. And she just the entire time. It was just like, oh, okay. Like he brings up Mark Henry. Mark Henry was great at it. Because,
Mark Henry, that is the bar that you set for when it comes to off the mic shit talking during a match.
But he would do it after he would like execute a move. Like he would drop somebody and say, that's what I do. He wouldn't be like just walking around the ring screaming, that's what I do. Like he would do something and then he would talk shit.
Or he would do it 2 or 3 times within the parts of a 15 to 18 minute long match.
She was just doing it the entire match. So
right.
I don't know.
This goes into what I think is Ronda Rousey's biggest problem is that she's going way too fast. And we're talking fast on everything, not just in the ring, but outside the ring. She is operating at Mach 5. Okay. She's talking too fast. She's doing stuff too fast, mannerisms too fast, body language too fast. She is going way too fast for this product and this production to keep up with. She was also, Frank brought it up, she was calling way too loudly.
She was John Cena.
Way too loud. I mean, John Cena was telling her to shut up. Also, God, this was absolutely fabulous to me too. The pre-show for this show started at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Sure did.
I'm pretty sure she was in that makeup chair at 5 o'clock and didn't leave it until her match. What the heck was on her face?
Yeah, they've been doing the crazy makeup thing with her. And you know what was funny? I was going to say something on Twitter and I decided not to because I didn't want to have to respond to tweets from girls calling me like misogynist for the next 3, 4, 5 hours.
No, I think a lot of women would agree with you on whatever you would say.
But I don't mind. Like, I think they're just trying to give her kind of I don't want to say like a painted face, Ultimate Warrior kind of thing, but they're definitely trying to create. So like when she has a match, she's going to have that kind of like when the demon decides to come out, he'll have the paint, the crazy paint. I think that's what they're doing with Ronda. When she has, a big match, she's going to have the crazy, scary makeup on or something.
She had like 3 or 4 times as much makeup as what any other female had on.
That's probably just because outside of her doing the Roddy Piper thing, they got to figure out something that's kind of unique to her. It's
getting progressively worse and worse with each match.
I feel
next match, her entire face is going to be covered.
Doesn't it feel like though that so now she's champion? I feel like we started the clock with her the second she walked out in January.
Mm-hmm.
And she did say recently, she did this interview with ESPN where she said, yes, I had a timetable set with the company. I want to start a family. But now I'm starting to really fall in love with the business and I'm rethinking that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I still feel like this was always intended to, okay, we start at the Rumble. We have her first match at Mania. We get her through, the summer. We get her to SummerSlam. She wins the title. We get her from SummerSlam to the Rumble to the Evolution show. Now, once you get past Evolution, you still work her into the Rumble somehow. But the goal at the end of the carrot at the end of the whatever the saying is, the carrot at the end of the stick, is that what they say? The gold at the end of the rainbow is Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, WrestleMania, main eventing at MetLife Stadium. Yes. That's clearly the plan. That's what they want to do. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I think they want to do Ronda and Nikki Bella, which will absolutely stink. I have no desire to see that.
Oh boy!
It seems like they were teasing that. Am I wrong, or did it seem like they were kind of hinting at that a little bit?
Maybe they were hinting at it, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon.
I don't know.
I don't see that.
Seemed like they were hinting at it with the Bellas being there, and the Bellas were getting booed tonight in Brooklyn. They do not like the Bellas in Brooklyn.
I don't think a lot of people would like the Bellas appearing anywhere on a live show.
Probably. Well, I like the Bellas. I'm warming up to them. I've been watching Tony Bellas.
I would like to talk about the segment between Daniel Bryan and his wife Brie Bella.
Okay.
after the match, if you don't mind.
Did you like that he got water in her hair? That was hilarious by accident.
Well, that was great. Yeah. But we were reminded of why we never really liked the Bellas. Oh my God, did they just stay on script?
Well, yeah.
Oh my God.
But that's kind of everybody in the company, though.
I don't know. If they do, by God, try to deliver like The Miz.
There's a couple people that don't sound like robots, but
no, they don't.
I would say, would you say about 70% of that roster sounds like robots when they cut promos, though? Because they do to me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't understand what their character is. Like, I think a great example is the Go Home SmackDown show. We had a 3-part video for Daniel Bryan and The Miz. The first part of the video, the first video they show, Daniel Bryan's a fucking robot. I mean, no character, no vocal tone, no nothing. You can tell what he was talking about from the beginning of his career in the WWE. He just did really not want to divulge into. He could not build himself up to talk about it. But then in the second part and the third part, those 2 other videos, he's animated. He's motivated. He's doing stuff. You know, he's got facial expressions. That was amazing to me, seeing that transformation from him. And when you see something like that, you then see it with every performer who you can tell who's really into delivering and performing well. And those that are just paint by numbers, just get me in the ring, let me do my moves, and we'll see what happens from there.
Like Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
I think Baron has so much upside, but fuck me when he cuts a promo.
Yeah.
He's just so... I saw one that he did with Kurt Angle on Monday night where he was backstage before they were going to do the contract signing before Dean walked out. And he was just so dry. He's like, Kurt, I thought you had everything planned and it looks like you're not going to have... It was just like, what are you doing? Like, again, I'm sitting here watching the show as a television viewer. I understand that if he heard me say that, he would say, well, who the fuck is this guy? He can't cut a promo. You're probably right. Maybe I would freeze up like that. But I wouldn't talk like this if I was cutting a promo. And it's just, again, I don't know if it's because he's trying to not mess up the lines, because that's kind of I think that's the pressure they face, is that these writers hand them a paragraph and they want you to remember every stupid word on that piece of paper. So maybe they're so nervous about forgetting a line that then affects the delivery of the lines with some people, especially him.
I mean, unless they're, just so focused to get something to put into the video package for the upcoming match that they're going to be doing on a pay-per-view.
That's what Torquemada said. He goes, I'm convinced 90% of WWE television is just to get sound bites and images for the 4-minute promos on pay-per-view. That's basically what it is. It's just
unfortunately, we can get that they can get that anytime they want.
They can, yes.
They can do that behind closed doors. It doesn't have to be live on television. They can pre-produce that. That's no problem. Okay? It amazes me, though, that there are some people in these companies, like wrestling companies, and I'm not just talking WWE, many others, to where this is your character, this is their modus operandi, this is their code of ethics, this is how they feel about this and this and this. This is you. Portray this character. This is the situation you are in. This is why you hate this person. Go. If they can't go, that is a humongous problem. Okay? Because throughout their lives, it sounds like they've just been concentrating on how to fall down. Okay? You need to know how to go. Like, I loved when you texted me back and said that this podcasting stage that we're doing over at All In, you said it was going to be broadcasted publicly. And my response was, oh, let's do it.
No pressure.
I'm ready to go.
Well,
let's
okay,
go.
But that's interesting, though, because like there could be 2 reactions to that. So most of the time when people are podcasting, they're not doing it live the way we do it on, because technically the way we do it is how we're going to be doing it on that stage. We're just used to being, you're at your house, I'm at my house. We don't see anybody out there. We see the chat room, like we see people live in the chat right now, but that's about it. But it's different when you look out, and I don't know if people are going to be standing there, but they should. I mean, it's going to be in the lobby.
I don't care. I'll do it. I don't care. I'll go.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
I guess that's what I'm getting to here.
Yeah.
This is the difference between, those that, I'm just here doing the moves.
Yeah.
I know I can do the moves, and that's when you stay focused and you have that tunnel vision, not knowing what else is around you. But then when it comes to, what's around you, what your act is, what your role and responsibilities are you going to gum up and clam up, or are you going to actually dive into it? Okay. No one dives into it. I don't think anyone dives into it. And I'll give you the best three right now to me: The Miz, Kevin Owens, and Braun Strowman. I mean, they've got it. They got it down to how you perform in front of a live audience, just given bullet points. This is how you do it. Okay. Others, man, they just clam up. They are robotic as all hell. Like me, bring it on. I can't wait. This is going to be like the greatest karaoke I've ever done.
Bronx is in the chat. He goes, I despise live podcasting because he's an editor. And I get that, because there are, I wrote in the chat, I said, if you're socially awkward, then yes, you probably don't want to do a live podcast. But I tend to think that Doug's not socially awkward. I tend to think Mike Tedesco's not socially awkward. I tend to think I'm not socially awkward. So I think we'll be all right. We're not going to just stand there and just like stare at everybody like, hey, everybody. We're not going to do the Chris Farley, like, you remember Doug when the AJ Styles did we're basically going to have a conversation. It just so happens that there's going to be very loud speakers projecting our voices into the hotel lobby of StarCast as people are starting to leave to head to the arena for the All In show.
That's right.
So it's going to be an interesting challenge, I think, for that. There's a couple other things in the show I wanted to talk about.
Sure.
I liked that they brought the Demon back. Speaking of Baron Corbin, I liked that they brought the Demon back tonight.
Oh, did you like the Demon?
Because
we didn't have the Fonz?
Well, because I just there was the guys at Gorilla Position. One of the guys was interviewing Finn Balor. I don't know if you saw the clip. I think somebody posted in our Facebook group. But he's like, "So are you excited about SummerSlam?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm over the moon about it. I'm super excited." Because you could just like, how do you describe having a match with Baron Corbin when it's just not that interesting? But when he, but that was so. You were talking earlier on the show about how the WWE is so smart about this. How they will set this like table for you, and you think, oh, this is going to be boring. This is going to be stupid, and all of a sudden the fucking lights go out, and here comes the Demon. And
you hear that bass just
boom. Yeah. And then Baron Corbin was awesome at ringside. As much as I think his promo delivery sucks, him standing there and pointing, you can see it on the screen. Him going, "What? I'd sign him for this. I didn't sign a match with the Demon."
This?
Yeah, he's like, "What is this guy doing?" And then I loved how that was just a quick, what was it, like a 2-minute match, 3-minute match?
Not even that.
Not even. It was great. It was awesome. They did a really good job of that. So I thought that's when bringing the Demon stuff out makes sense and works, because they haven't. When's the last time he did the Demon thing?
It was close to it, and I think it was about 9 months.
Was it about? Okay, it was a long time. So
well, I mean, it was back when they were trying to do the Sister Abigail versus the Demon.
That's right.
Match.
That's right. So in that sense,
that was about last Halloween, close to it.
Yeah,
something like that.
It works. It worked really good. So I really like that. I thought that was good. Enjoyed it. We kind of talked about Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens, but I loved that. That was another quick match. But
another wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
They did how many of those did they do today? 3 or 2?
Yeah, it was like 3.
Was there 3?
No, it was Baron Corbin, Bliss and Rousey, Strowman and
they did.
Owens.
Okay. They did. It was good. I
wham bam,
that.
thank you, ma'am.
That was good stuff. I enjoyed that. What did you think of the opener with Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler? Because it was kind of slow a little, but then it picked up though. It did definitely pick up.
It's slow. It picked up. It was honestly, of all the stuff that we talked about in the show, that we love the unpredictability, the shock factors, what not to expect. This I expected. I expected this match to be the first match. I expected it to run 20 to 25 minutes. I expected near the end to get a beatdown of some kind between Ambrose and McIntyre. I expected, oh wow, finisher kickouts. I expected at least 1 or 2 set segments that we never saw before uncorked by Rollins, not by Ziggler. Ziggler doesn't do anything outlandish or out there, except for super kick, sleeper hold. Hey, I'm Shawn Michaels. That's what he is.
That's what he does.
This match was predictable to me, though, and even the result. I figured Rollins was going to win too, just for the sake of a lot of people like me. When Ambrose came back last Monday, we're already armchair booking. When's the swerve going to happen? Well, it can't happen if Rollins isn't champion, so Rollins is going to be champion.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was an okay match, but again, it sucks when you know what's going to happen. You think you know what's going to happen, and it actually does.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised for how big the Dean Ambrose return was. We didn't really get. I mean, he did get involved a little bit, but it wasn't. I mean, for how big that was presented on Monday, it was just like, oh hey guys, I'm here. So I do like the new look though. I like the beard and the short hair.
The receding hairline.
Yeah, he would always push. I shouldn't talk shit, but he would always push the hair forward. I noticed the little.
Oh yeah. Now he just.
Well, the early days of the Shield, he slicked it back, and then when he went to crazy Dean Ambrose mode, he just kind of like would push it forward. So maybe I should have done that.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell him. Just get plugs or something, dude.
I don't know. No, just tap out.
I like wacky hair Ambrose.
Just tap out. It's easier that way. Baron Corbin finally tapped out. So
well, Corbin had to tap out.
Yeah.
That sucker was getting way out of control.
I loved when he was getting his head shaved. I don't know if you saw the video, but he was getting his head shaved, and he goes, "This is just one less thing they're gonna bitch about on Twitter." So there you go. It's like you can't bitch at me about my hair anymore. It was very nice. A couple of other matches: New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers, and then Shinsuke versus Jeff Hardy. We didn't talk about those, but I didn't think they were gonna do a title change, but did you like the DQ finish with the Bludgeon Brothers, or did you?
Oh yeah,
because it kind of it goes along with what the whole shtick is. So, you know,
I'm totally for it, just because we've seen the Hammer Brothers in New Day before. We've seen them in matches before. This could not be just a regular match. It had to have been some kind of, tomfoolery of some kind.
Tomfoolery.
I'm totally fine with this. This will just bring more chaos into the tag team picture. The SmackDown's tag team wrestling is fantastic. That is what drives that show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I got to tell you, if this means that this just makes who's going to be going after the champions that more open-ended, then so be it. I'm just waiting to see sanity injected into this.
Yeah, are they did they cool that down a little? No, they were on SmackDown.
No, they're on SmackDown. Yeah. They were on SmackDown last week as part of the Go Home against New Day.
Killian Dane has a new attire, and everyone's like losing their shit about it. He's like, "Well, actually, I designed it." So they were goddamn WWE changing Killian Dane's, and then he's like, "Yeah, by the way, I came up with that concept."
Well, yeah, that was kind of my idea.
Yeah, I love how that was the one thing that's like typical internet wrestling fan. They just go, "Oh, they're already ruining sanity," and then he comes out on Twitter and goes, "Yeah, actually, I did that." So that was all me, everybody. But yeah, I got a little giggle at that one this week. And then Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy. I loved, by the way, this little shot of when Jeff did the pose and Shinsuke was just like, Shinsuke as a heel is just so much more fun. It's just
way better.
Oh my God. It's just night and day. It is from the entrance to the troll stuff that he does, the little troll smiles and just.
No, I just like that. Now Shinsuke's reaction, like, no, that's not how you do it.
No, he's like, I don't. What? By the way, the Randy Orton stuff. First he's under
Randy Orton's watching you masturbate. By the way,
that's what was that the GIF that you would always post on? What was was it him peeking up or him peeking around the corner? It was there are a lot of those that I have. Like I've got one of a JBL and Dutch Mantel are watching you masturbate. That one and
Randy Orton is watching you masturbate. Paige is watching you masturbate. Lana's watching you.
Renee has the one of Jim Ross was doing like an interview and someone did like a screenshot of his eyes just closing and it's saying him coming, and it's just every time I see it I'm like, wow, I'm 12. I laugh every time I see it. It's so silly.
No, the one that I remember is, I think the one you're thinking of is when the Nexus was going on and Wade Barrett is over in one of the luxury booths and he's kind of hunched over and he's kind of smiling, and I think below it says, "I can fap to this."
Ah, that's right, the fapping one. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Did you read the Randy Orton backstage fun little game that he used to play with the writers back in the day?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's a story that was resurrected from 6 or 7 years ago.
I heard Jim Cornette, he said, he goes, if you really wanted to rib Randy back, he goes, you would have grabbed his dick, and that would have just ruined the entire thing. And he's like, well, I guess that's one way to approach it, but
yeah, let's just cut to the chase.
If you didn't see the story, there was a story by Court Bauer, who's with MLW now. He created MLW, I think. He said that Randy would fuck with the new writers, and where he would walk up, pull his dick out, touch his dick, and then he would ask to shake the writer's hand, and then the writer would freak out. And he'd say, "What are you doing? Are you big timing me? Do I gotta go tell Stephanie and Vince that you didn't shake my hand?" And so he would mess with him that way. But it was also a very long time ago. And then someone just dug it up from an interview that he did a couple of years ago, and then all of a sudden it gets traction in this new era that we're in, Doug, because of the Me Too movement. So unfortunately, these things are going to pop up, and they said that it's under investigation. But he's still out there. He was lurking in the shadows on SmackDown, and then he teased that he was going to beat up Jeff tonight, and then he went to the back. So,
look, Mom, Dad, I found some buried treasure. No, honey, that's the Easter egg that we didn't find from 6 years ago.
That's old Randall right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. He's
creepy Randy with his finger in your ear hole.
I do like creepy Randy. I will admit it's silly, but it's kind of entertaining that he's just standing there, just staring at you. It's very weird. But what do they say in commentary? His goal is to beat up and get rid of anybody that's like a fan favorite or something, or
something like that. He's getting back to being a legend killer before his legend is killed or something like that.
Oh, I loved the legend killer stuff back in the day. That was great.
Well, that was back when he was a cocky young son of a bitch.
Yeah, not anymore. He's an older man.
Now he's creepy.
Now he's an old man, but yeah.
He's old men going after other old men.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, go right ahead. Just weed yourselves out, I guess. I don't know.
All right, let's do a final check of the poll here. I believe the last time we looked, it was like 70% positive. So let's see. Let's go. Got some more Bork laser pictures from Mike Tedesco. What does it say?
Ooh.
Oh, this is just reaction shots of Roman. I didn't know if there was... Is that Mike flipping off Roman Reigns? How dare Mike do that? I hope that's not Mike.
What the hell? What's your problem, dude?
Jeez, Mike. Be professional. How rude. I think that may have just been somebody nearby giving him the finger.
Might have been.
That's the story I'm going with.
Yeah. Mike would never do such.
No, Mike would never do anything like that. 74% thumbs up for the show, with about 8 hours left to vote, over on the Twitters at Wrestleview if you want to cast your vote. So very positive response, which is surprising with Roman Reigns walking out as champion, but
incredibly surprising.
But it's like, I think they're ready to move on. I think that was the case.
Yeah,
they're saying that was
holy shit. I had Mauro Ranallo retweeted me.
What did he? What did you say? Did you make fun of him?
Or? No, I didn't make fun of him at all. I said was Michael Cole : vintage insert name here. Tom Phillips classic insert name here. Yeah. Mauro Ranallo. That was a choice version of destruction of blah 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 by so and so.
Nice.
Let me see. Actually, I'll bring it up here. Yeah, a venerable display of choice violence that only so and so can accomplish.
I got asked in the chat if we have any thoughts on NXT. I only saw the first two matches, so I can't really properly review that. Did you watch TakeOver?
I watched TakeOver.
Okay.
If you like WWE trying to do New Japan matches, then you'll like NXT.
I liked
every single fucking match had these fucking back and forth punching of yay boo.
Yeah.
After 10 minutes of...
That's the style. Doug, you got to... If you're not cool, that's the way. That's the cool wrestling. So... You're not with it.
Look at you with your man bun and IPA.
I liked what I saw of Velveteen Dream and EC3, especially Velveteen Dream's tights that said, "Call me up, Vince." I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But I decided to go relax, and I was going to watch it later. So didn't get a chance to watch the full show.
Kairi Sane needs to cut down on the posing.
Oh, is she doing
cut down on the Japanese style posing?
Is she doing the smiles? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Hi. You're facing the human forehead that's going to destroy you.
Yes.
This isn't smiling time.
I saw there was a clip of Ronda Rousey going like, "Why is she carrying something that a pirate? She's not even a real pirate." Or she was just like giving like a loud comment. She was again talking loudly in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like she was earlier tonight.
That and I absolutely love is the Royal Rumble, and when she was announced going down to the ring, Michael Cole just said she really likes boats.
She loves boats.
She dressed up as a pirate because she really likes boats.
She loves boats. That's a wonderful description, Michael Cole. Good job.
Adam Cole Ricochet just gave us a bunch of gifts with spots.
I didn't see that. I saw a couple of the crazy spots, but I didn't watch it from. I can't. Yeah, so I'll let you. I can't properly say yes or no because I didn't finish the show.
I got you. And Gargano Ciampa is another Gargano Ciampa.
Was
match.
it as good as the last one? Because the last one was great.
This one, not so much. Just because they recalled the tearing up the ring spot.
Yeah.
They recalled the tearing up the mats on the floor spot.
Okay.
They did They recalled the handcuff spot. It was a lot of recalling because this was a match that was just done very hastily.
They had to do. They had to call an audible.
Hastily.
They had to call an audible though with Aleister Black getting.
This was a very loud audible.
Yeah, they had to. Triple H talked about that on the call this week or last week. That sometimes they just they got to do something. So. Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
I need more Velveteen Dream in my life.
Though. I do too. I kind of hope he stays in NXT for a while.
I don't want him to be called up.
I know. I kind of want that thing to breathe for a while down there, and then once he's good, then bring him. I kind of want to see post WrestleMania Velveteen Dream, not post SummerSlam Velveteen Dream. So let's give that thing some time.
Let's wait until he's at least 25 years old.
Well, that's a long time. I wouldn't wait that long, but
I will.
I would maybe.
NXT is his home.
I would see where he's at around Royal Rumble time and see if we're ready for a post Mania call up. Yeah. Maybe we'll see.
And War Raiders need to change their tag team name.
They did. They weren't the War Raiders before. They were the
they were the War Machine.
The War Machine, yeah.
Now they are in NXT known as the War Raiders.
Yeah.
You be someone in podcasting and commentary and try saying that fast.
War Raiders.
War Raiders. War Raiders.
I did it. No.
The wire is wound around the wheel.
I love that tag
War
team,
Raiders.
They were one of the bright spots of Ring of Honor for me because they didn't do the flippy shit. They just beat the shit out of people. They were just two big fat dudes that just beat up everybody. So I'm looking forward to that.
I watched the NXT little troglodytes.
Okay. Fun. It was like what, 2.5 hours? Not even.
Yeah, about that. About 2.5 hours. It's a nice little speed run through, I guess is the best.
Not too shabby. That's what I do like about that show. It's very easy to digest. So.
Yes.
That is the one positive.
Very darkly lit.
Very well, yeah. But they do that on purpose, though.
So you can't see all the Cheeto munchers and do chuggers out there because there are only men out there.
It's very intentional. Very intentional how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks to close the show?
Oh, sure. Let's brag a little bit.
Let's pump it up here, Doug.
Yes.
So this is the fun announcement. We had 2 announcements. I guess I'll start with the one that we did last Monday. And that is if you are going to be attending StarCast in Chicago, you will have an opportunity to win a free ticket to the sold out All In show if you come to our booth on Podcast Row, which is going to be on Saturday, September 1st at StarCast at the Hyatt Regency in Schaumburg. Very close to the arena. I think it's about a 15-20 minute. This is full circle for me because this is the area that I moved to right as we started the VIP section. So it's very weird to be doing wrestling podcasting back in the place where I got all this started. But we put up a post on Wrestleview. Basically, you got to come to our booth. You'll enter the contest. And then later on in the day at 3 o'clock, we're going to reveal the winner. And it just so happens that at 3 o'clock Chicago time, we're going to be at the Podcast Movement / Westwood One Podcast Network pop-up studio. Say that 20 times, Doug.
Give it to me. Let me see the thing again.
Podcast Movement / Westwood One Podcast.
Podcasting like the Podcast Movement. What?
You already botched it. I liked it.
Yeah, I need to confirm my sources.
Yeah, the Podcast Movement / Westwood One Podcast Network pop-up studio.
Podcast Movement / Westwood One Podcast
That's what
Network.
they're calling it. That's what they're going to call it. But basically,
can't wait for this.
If you show up at StarCast around 3 o'clock, we're going to be broadcasting live in the hotel lobby. So we'll be doing that. And then we're going to announce a winner. I have planned a special guest. Did you say who the special guest was on Wrestleview Weekly? Possibly.
I might have accidentally, but no one listens to my show.
Yes, they do. How dare you? So we'll let that marinate. Doug may have said it. Maybe he didn't say it. But this individual is going to be at StarCast, and we will try to get him. It is a man. We are sexist. We didn't book any women, but we'll try to get him to stop by when we're giving away the ticket for All In. So I've had a couple people already reach out that says they will be stopping by our booth to say hello, and they will be entering the contest because that show is sold out. Do you know who else is going to be there?
Lots of others.
Goosey's going to be there.
Okay.
He's in the chat talking about it right now. So maybe Goosey. I'd also like to do WWE promos where we take our smartphones and we hold them up. So when we get to the hotel, can we do WWE promos? And,
can we have the really obnoxious, not impact font saying
do that
everything
too.
that we're saying?
Well, that would require some heavy editing.
Oh, that requires editing. Never mind.
So I get in on Thursday. So I'm going to do. I haven't decided what I think I'm going to do, like a quick little podcast by myself, unless there's somebody else around that I can talk to. I think I'm going to be talking to Jay Hood, Jonathan Hood. He's from ESPN Chicago. He's on Podcaster, I think, on Thursday. Okay. So I might be podcasting with him that day. But Thursday, I'm going to check in, kind of get a lay of the land a little bit. And then you get in on Friday.
Yep.
We'll do a podcast. We'll walk around StarCast, talk to some people. We'll put that together. And then Friday, we'll be doing probably heavier podcasting because we're going to be interviewing.
Well, Saturday, we'll be doing the heavier podcast.
Sorry, Saturday. Yes, I said Friday. Yeah. Saturday's going to be heavier podcasting. We'll be interviewing talent. And then we're going to do the live show. And then we're going to All In, which starts at like 6 o'clock, I think, or 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock.
And then after that show is done, we're going to come back, and there's a post All In party, but I think we're just going to grab some beers and do a podcast and give our thoughts on All In as a show, and then and Mikey Tedesco is going to be there. So
understand that after the All In show, we have foregone the post show to spend time with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So Goosey's going to get there Thursday, so maybe I'll do a podcast with Goosey.
Oh my God, what the hell is your problem?
Well, I'll just get some alcohol. I'll say, drink this, Goosey, drink this, and hey, here's your microphone. That'll be fun. But yeah, I don't know how the setup's gonna look. I don't know if it's gonna look exactly like this, how we're doing it now, because we're all gonna be in the same room. But we have
absolutely no idea.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're gonna be pumping out content like crazy that weekend, so just be prepared. There's gonna be a lot coming out.
I'll be on the Twitters. I'll be on the Facebooks.
Yeah, we might do some like Facebook Lives and go live on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. So follow us on all the social medias. It's just at Wrestleview for Twitter, for obviously search Wrestleview for Facebook, and then just search at Wrestleview on Instagram. And yeah, we'll be doing tons of stuff. It's going to be fun. But giving away a free ticket. So if you are coming to StarCast, make sure you stop by our booth if you didn't get a ticket for All In, because you can join you get to sit by Mike Tedesco, actually.
Yeah, that's what the seat is.
I'm surprised that he wanted to sit by somebody random. I was like, are you sure? Because we could just, he's like, no, it's fine. It's good. It's good. So you're going to sit next to Mike Tedesco.
If you want, we can bring some board or something to put in between his seat and the winner.
Just put a big board so he doesn't
big little partition.
How rude would that be? That would be so rude. Incredibly rude, but yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be at StarCast. I have the official StarCast t-shirt. I opted not to wear the shirt so I could just have a little backdrop. But I wish I could say what Conrad said on the call with all of us about.
Oh, I wish you could.
Maybe so. We're gonna be talking to Conrad. We're gonna do a podcast with Conrad Thompson, who's running the StarCast. So maybe we can get him to say. I don't want to say it because he.
Well, we haven't confirmed our discussion with him yet.
Well, we're gonna talk to him.
We are gonna talk with him.
Just gotta figure out the day. But he said something real funny to the people that are going to be on podcast.
we can only tell all of you that we really wish you could have been a fly on the wall for this conference call.
It was very funny. So
it was hilarious.
I'm gonna try to. And by the way, we will have Wrestleview shirts for sale at our booth. Goosey just brought that up. We're gonna have some polo shirts made and then just some normal shirts. So I'm gonna get that done.
Get the bird earn shirts.
Yeah. Well, I could make some bird earn shirts, but a lot of people didn't buy them.
Nah, well, okay, never mind.
But I can make a couple if someone wants to buy some bird earn shirts. But we'll see.
I don't know. We'll
see. We'll see how it goes. We're printing the shirts with very fancy texture. So it's gonna be it's not like your typical 100% cotton. You wash the shirt, and it feels, super thick and uncomfortable. These are going to be very comfortable shirts. So
yeah, they'll absorb all the pit sweat you get for the first 5 minutes you're standing up.
They will. And we're going to have them for sale online too shortly after StarCast as well. So we'll be pumping those. We're working on them.
We'll have them in, unlike WWE's shops site, we will have them in all sizes, including pontoon.
Well, yeah, we might have to go up to the pontoon size. You never know.
I never forget that tweet of like, they don't offer this shirt in 3XL. Everyone's going, so you fat fuck.
Just so rude. How rude.
I'm sorry.
All right, well, we're going to get the hell out of here.
That's my sources talking.
That's just your sources. We're going to wrap this thing up. We will be doing some kind of a podcast with Conrad before StarCast, and then the following week we'll be at StarCast and pumping tons of shit out. So
that also depending on if I'm having another Wrestleview weekly. It just depends on when he'll be available.
That's true. So twitch.tv/DougWrestleview. We also upload the full shows here on YouTube, and we clip things out like your predictions for SummerSlam and NXT. Which, how do those go?
Oh, I suck.
Doug sent me a text. He goes, "Ooh, this is
not good."
Yeah, this is gonna be a little.
So,
rough.
There were 18 matches between NXT and WWE SummerSlam shows. 18 matches. I went a collective 10-8.
Oh boy.
4 of those losses were locked picks.
Oof.
Which means I will be doing 4 shots of tequila.
Ouch.
On my next show.
All right. Well,
after NXT, I was already taking 2 shots.
Well, that's something to look forward to then.
So, my God, I was sweating all day today.
I bet.
Prospective 8 shots of tequila. Oh my God.
I like how you said that. Prospective.
Potential.
All right. Well, he is Doug Lackey. I am Adam Martin. You can follow Douglas on the Twitters via @DougWrestleview. You can follow me on the Twitters @AdamWrestleview. Of course, follow @Wrestleview on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe, like, comment, give us love on the YouTubes. You can also hear the audio version of this podcast if you search Wrestleview Media. We're on SoundCloud and iTunes. So there you go, everybody. We will talk to you very soon. We're going to talk to Conrad Thompson, possibly this week, no later than next week. And then we'll see you at StarCast as we broadcast live with Podcast Movement and Westwood One, and we interview talent and all that kind of fun shit. So it's going to be a good job. And we'll close, by the way, this broadcast with a quick look at the All-In/StarCast weekend. I played the Don West promo to start the show, and then we'll close with the official promo for All-In and StarCast. So there you go, everybody.
There's a much better one. You'll enjoy this one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Are you trying to say Don West sucks?
No, I'm just trying to.
No,
I would love to do a commercial with Don West where we're both trying to sell a contraption.
He's going to be walking around. Don West, Bill Apter, and then Alicia Tout are going to be walking around live on Twitch, going to the Podcast Row people. So we'll be talking to one of them as we're at our booth. So
I want to hand him a horseshoe and tell him, "Sell me this."
Let's do it.
I love him.
By the way, we have fancy Wrestleview business cards that we'll be tossing out too.
Oh, I cannot wait to see them.
Goosey's probably
I'm not throwing these. I'm throwing Cheetos. I'm not throwing my business.
Are we going to have Cheetos and Mountain Dew at our table too?
No, we're going to have at least Cheetos.
Okay, a big bowl of Cheetos.
We will have snacks.
Okay, so there'll be snacks to give away, but just Cheetos and Mountain Dew because we have to stay with
just Cheetos and Mountain
just the dietary, for the indie
If I see someone coming up asking me and they're wanting to place an order, no, that ain't happening.
All right, everybody. Follow us on everything I just said earlier because I don't want to say it again. And here is a look at All-In/StarCast weekend. We will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.
Hey, you want to hear a good joke? Nobody speak, nobody get choked.